Hi, I'm Colin and welcome to How to Paint Watercolors. So if you're ready, we'll get started and we'll paint this one. Hello YouTubers and welcome to How to Paint Watercolors with me, Colin, and this is a Hazy Ocean Sunset. These are painted in mission gold paints for those of you that have mission gold or have been thinking about it. They're new to me, and I've just stretched my paper and I'm leaving a thin film of water on it, just as a vehicle to move the paint around. And I'm just going to add some Naples yellow here, just behind this rock. I could have chosen that one, but I think this one might be a little better. I'm just scruffing that in with a touch of the permanent yellow light. Just along there, Naples yellow and permanent red. That on permanent rose. Some into the sea. Bringing the colours together, we will be glazing over this. And into that, on the top, some red violets. A little darker in the sea. And you also want to add into that some French ultramarine just along the top, bringing it through the red violet. French ultramarine along the bottom. Maybe a little stronger on the top. All horizontal lines, gently bringing it together. And then we're going to leave that to dry. Now that that's really nice and dry, what I like to do just before it dries is, as the paper is still damp, I just add the crocodile clips around it to keep the paper stretched. And that's all I do. Then dry it out with a hairdryer should you need to speed it up. I'm just taking some of the red violets and I'm going to add it to our glaze, just a little bit. Mixing it thoroughly well. Take some clean water and with the biggest brush that you have, I'm just going to re-wet the whole picture. This will help the glaze to spread evenly in one coat, but I also don't want the glaze to come past into the yellow, but I don't want a hard line. And we also, with a nice soft brush, take some of your glaze, bring it across so you can see it. Start at the top. Get down. And I want to stop it at the yellow, because I want that to stand out a lot. I obviously want it darker at the top. You may have to do this twice, but it will give you some practice. The sea is always darker, we can add a little more. trying not to work this in any further, and for that I'm just going to leave it like that, and then we're going to let that dry. Okay, now that's perfectly dry. I decided I just want to deepen the top part again, and this area around here with the glaze again, so I'm going to add, just to make it a little stronger, some French ultramarine to the glaze with a tiny touch of burnt sienna again, just a little bit more quinacridone permanent rose. I'm having a little trouble remembering the names of these. So once again with my large brush, I'm going to re-wet the whole painting again. Taking some of that glaze once again. Start along the top. Okay, and once again we're going to leave that to dry. I think that looks better now. It's just a little bit darker as I wanted it. There's a rock on the left hand side here, and I'm just going to add some water roughly in the shape of where it was, as it's almost completely hidden now, but I can just about make some of the shape out. Doesn't really matter. I'll take some French ultramarine here. Here's some burnt sienna, making sure it's a nice blue. I'm going to take some of the quinacridone rose, and just at the top I'm just going to drop this in and allow it then into that. I'm going to drop some more of the quinacridone rose. There's very little detail on this part here. Just looking for a little darker colour on this left hand side. If you're enjoying these videos, please click the like button and consider subscribing. Leave a comment. Comments are always welcome. Just trying to give a little structure to this, but not much. I want to bring in just a little water underneath here, and roughly in the shape of this I'm just going to bring this water down. Catch the bottom. And I'm just going to allow this to drift down, just encouraging the flow a little. Same with this little rock here. It's caught in the sunlight. So just along the back, I'm going to darken it. On the bottom edge, a little bit of water once again, catching the bottom edge of it, just dropping some colour into the water and allowing it to hopefully drift down far enough just to create a small reflection. Remove a little paint off that. Some clean water onto this one here. Make a stronger shade. Just mimicking the shape of some foliage on these trees. Nothing definite, it's just a hint that something's there. You'll see it pulling the tree trunk into the water. On the brush for this. Undulating the rock at the top just to make it more interesting. this to drift down. Just removing any excess water. Adding a little stronger colour in. Darker along the bottom. I want to keep this a little bit light there, so I can just take a little colour out along here. It's just to allow that glow to show through on the edge of this rock. Just adding some shadows into it, but I don't want anything too distinct. Again, I'm just going to take a damp brush, just remove some of that. Some clean water once again. Once again, just allowing this to drift. Just feeding colour in and allowing it to come down the painting. Mixing some burnt sienna in with that just to darken it. French ultramarine burnt sienna. Just with a little bit of that red violet. Allowing that edge to fuzz up. Just need something a little stronger. Tiny touches of the burnt sienna. Again, we have to leave that to dry. Now that's all relatively really nice and dry. I want to bring a little wave into some of this, just to add some movement into the water. So I'm just adding some of the red violet into the mix here. Taking a damp brush, working along the bottom. A little water to that. I want it reasonably weak. Bring a little round here. See how you can barely see that side of it. It's almost like it's coming over a sandbar. A little stronger in some parts. Add some ripples as well. Stronger as we come forward. I don't want to go overboard with this. You can put too much in. And then there is a boat in this, so I'm just mixing up some burnt sienna and French ultramarine. I think we'll he was in the shade of the rocks here, but I think I'll just move him slightly. Take a little water, catch the bottom, or add a little bit of paint just to create hints of a reflection. And then that has to dry. Now that your whole painting is really nice and dry, to turn it round, what we're going to do is put some water lines in with a craft knife and a ruler. Jello Mission white paint covers really well this. I don't mind using this one. We very rarely use white paint in a watercolour. It never seems to cover the underneath. And you know, that's about all I really want to put on that. So now you get round to the really nice bit. This is where you get to sign it, mount it and frame it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please click the like button and subscribe. Subscribers are always welcome, and you are always free to leave a comment should you wish to do so. Until next time, thank you very much for watching.